Now, as the American Bar Association released statistics not too long ago that showed that just 5% of attorneys are Black. And that percentage, I imagine, is probably even smaller in your field in tax law. Um, I kind of think I know the answer, but I'm going to ask you anyway. Did you ever have those moments that most of us attorneys of color have of being the only one, only woman, insert person of color in the room? And if you did, how did you navigate those spaces?
Did I? Oh my gosh. I think before I tell you how I navigated it, one of the things most passionate about now is making sure that we bring more persons of color into the tax um, realm. That's why I'm teaching at the University of Maryland. That's why I've taken leadership roles with the MSBA tax section, with the National Bar tax section, with the ABA when I was in leadership there, is because I'm not trying to be the only one. Okay. I like to party. Okay. And I want to party with people that understand how I like to party, how I like to dance,
All
what I like
right
to drink,
now.
like, so I think for me, one of the challenges I did have is being in a room and not having anybody look like me. It's funny because um, when we did have dinners, like these huge annual dinners with the Maryland State Bar Association, and I would be the only Black person in the room except for the waiters and waitresses. And
Mm-hmm.
so I remember they would always cling to me, like they were like, "Oh, what do you?" And I would go up to them, and it was as if, um, I felt like I was shouldering the burden, but I never treated them badly. I always would go up and speak to them, and they were just in shock that I would come up and speak to them. It wasn't like that. I'm just like, hey, I'm by the grace of God, I ended up being on this path, and
Mm-hmm.
being able to get such an amazing education and being able to use my skills and talents to help others.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I mean, in terms of being the only person in the room, it's and how I navigated it. I would, and I think we talked about this when we were prepping. One of the things I used to do, because I used to be filled with so much anxiety when I would have to go to these rooms. I didn't
Yeah.
have a whole lot of experience. I didn't have a huge network. I
Mm-hmm.
didn't at that time have a lot of mentors. But one of the things I knew was that if at least I show up, people will begin to be comfortable with me. And one of the things, when I say people that don't look like me, and sometimes they're actually trying to find ways to connect with us. It's just that they don't know how because we don't do a whole lot of interaction with people that don't look like us.